Hey guys, I want to welcome you back for our mini messages this week, and we're going to start back in verse 3 of Genesis 22. As I said earlier, we're going to really take our time going through these passages. So I want to take a look at this again. It says, early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him two of his servants and his son Isaac. And when he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. Now, a couple things really stick out to me in this. Number one, as we're looking at it for the second time, down towards the end of that verse, it says he saddled his donkey. Now, that's not something that really sticks out to us. But a man like Abraham would not have done that himself. Abraham had servants. We see him taking some of his servants with him here already. We know he had a literal 300-man armed force. You know, we oftentimes picture Abraham as, wandering around in the wilderness, and it's him and Sarah in the desert, and they've got a tent, and they've got a couple of sheep. That is not how this worked. Abraham was very wealthy, and as time went, he gathered more wealth, and he had large flocks, and he had many servants. So, he had a lot of people with him. He left his household, his family, and back in Genesis chapter 12, but he didn't leave all those things behind. So when I think about this, I see him almost as there's some nervous energy here. And then also I think with what he was doing, he just needed to be busy. He didn't want to be sitting there idle. And I've talked to a lot of people about this at times in life. When they were dealing with difficult things, they wanted to occupy their mind. They wanted to be busy. They wanted to do something because they didn't want to dwell on the bad thing that could be happening. Because this is a man that's just been asked to sacrifice his son as a burnt offering. And that literally means there's no other way to take that as he killed him. He would kill him. So he's occupying himself. And that gives this a real human quality to it. That here is a man that, yes, he was being obedient in this moment, but at the same time, he was struggling with the emotions behind being obedient. It's almost like he knew what he had to do, but he was struggling to follow through. That's real. That's how so many of us are. When we know something difficult is coming, we know something bad's coming, we know the test that we are worried about the results of, that the doctor's going to call us. What do we want to do? We want to stay busy while that's happening. We want to stay busy. We want to keep our mind occupied. Here's a man that was occupying his mind while he was waiting and getting ready to do something that was going to be incredibly difficult. For me, this really humanizes Abraham, and it shows the depth of this story, that these are real people dealing with real emotions and real relationships. Abraham was a great man of faith, but he was a man just like us. And his trust in God and the place that he got to is a place we can get to as well. Have a blessed day. We'll see you again later.